This is Arc Analysis.
This is Arc Analysis.
This is Arc
Arc Analysis.
Analysis. We are Comic Patrol. Like, share, subscribe wherever you find podcasts, especially ours, because ours is the best.
Crocodile Black. Published by Boom Studios in 2024. Written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. Drawn by Som.
Psalms or Psalms?
Som. SOM. A young delivery guy is working in the height of the pandemic. So this takes place is written in 2024, but it takes place in 2021. Mm-hmm. Battling his demons when he runs away from home and gets a job with the cartel. And it all spirals from there.
I think it spirals way before there, but that definitely happens in this book.
Well, it spirals, sometime at some point when he's doing his deliveries.
It spirals immediately. Like, this is not a book that pulls any punches. Like, it does a flash forward, which I definitely enjoyed because I was like, what the hell? And when he blows, I'm not saying who, when the gun shoots that one cartel, when he blows, he blows deep. And you see just the face of the head just exploding. And like the third panel, I was like, all right, this is going to be an interesting book.
Do you want to talk about the art before we get into the book? Because the art's really, really, it works for this. I think it's fantastic.
The art exceeds the writing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's mainly watercolor and very like drear and subdued sort of everyday life. But when it pops is anytime Danny sort of has premonitions or imaginations or psycho trips. And then you get to see the artist really shine because there's like wiring and there's like outlining and like the crocodile. So it's feverish. There's certain points where like it seems like a acid trip where things are melting off of him. Mm-hmm. There's certain points where Danny's smoking and like life and art is following in the smoke. So any chance the artist wanted to tell you that Danny's kind of having an internal crisis, it was used in the artwork, and that's when it fucking shines. It's gorgeous and eerie and dark.
Creepy, yeah.
I can't even say it's beautiful because like this is a very traumatic book. I think somebody's definitely working through something. I don't know what it is. But the art definitely leads you to believe that Danny's suffering, one, and two, pandemic wasn't as like cheerful as we thought it was.
No, there's a lot of trauma, a lot of tension, a lot of stress in this book, a lot of repressed feelings,
a lot unresolved.
Yeah, and I think I'm trying to find a way to say this properly. I respect this book and I commend it for being brave in the sense that like it doesn't end the way you think it's going to end. It doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. Danny doesn't make choices that you think he might make. Like remember when his sister comes to the door and he's like, kind of like, Danny's not here anymore.
Danny's not here anymore. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, whoa, I didn't think it was going to go. I didn't think he was going to keep going that way. Usually in books like this where somebody's struggling with some sort of repressed demons or mental illness or something, they kind of get pulled back into the light, but he just kind of, it's almost like a warning. Like this is what could happen to somebody if left to their own devices, given the chance. I'm being a little vague, but
I think you have to.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to eventually differ on what we rate this, but I think we both have to recommend this as you should read this. Like you should actually go chase this book.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what you think because there's like, I was loving it up until a certain point and I was kind of going, I don't really like that choice. That's a weird choice there. But I'm trying to talk about it without spoiling too much, but like I loved the character he became.
Mm-hmm.
How he assumed this character's look and and signature, right? It's like, oh, who was the guy? It's the guy with the black crocodile boots. Like that's all they knew him for.
I like that it's a book that it's a dog chasing its own tail.
Yes. Yeah.
I like the character development because it's also a descent into madness. But I can't enjoy it if there's no resolution. And the one thing I wanted to be resolved does not get resolved.
No, it doesn't.
And it leaves you unsettling, which I guess is the point of it. But it's such a pivotal like nugget throughout his story of like, what is going on with this? This needs to be resolved. Like, give me some sort of answer or indication. Because I leave it thinking like, did Danny do some shit? And I don't know.
So the whole book is like you were saying earlier, like an acid trip. He has his delivery job. He comes to this one house, a certain house where he sees something. Like a guy's dead, right, in a house. He comes to a house. This is in the first issue. There's one the guy he's delivering stuff to is dead, and from there he doesn't report it, and that kind of kicks off everything from there. Like from the fight with his dad afterwards and all this stuff like that. But throughout the book, you're left wondering back and forth due to the art and the style of writing. It's like, what's real and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, there'll be like a boot eating spaghetti at the table, right? And then he's shooting, and then another one's like he's shooting somebody in the head, and it's like, well, what did that just happen? If that's
Right.
happening, then what's happening? So that all goes down to the point where I can say the scene with the crocodile.
Yeah.
That's where it lost me.
The final one, the epilogue scene.
No, no, no. Like
Okay.
I don't know if it was
Oh,
the
okay.
epilogue or not. It was just
No,
like
no, that's the biggest issue.
the first time we see the croc.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's what happened
Because
to
it has a lot going for it. Like that family dynamic, like that dinner scene is
really
so tense.
cool.
It's so tense, so like harsh, and so like you can really share the perspective of a lot of members at the table.
Yes.
Like the mother doesn't even say anything, but just her face is just like, I can't deal with this right now. And the fact that Jen, which is his older sister, and the father are so at each other's throats just to try and save Danny, and Danny's just struggling. But that's all happening at the gym. Like you could give me two more issues of that because I love that
Yes, I
dynamic,
agree.
and I'm trying to figure it out. But in the contrast of that, the police department is so inept and so
Yes.
far from doing anything that is credible or helpful that I was like, what world am I in? Because if we're following the path of this Crocodile Black character, the police should have been on the heels a lot sooner than they ended up on.
Yeah.
And that pulls me out of the book because Crocodile Black has left so many breadcrumbs for you to be like, we know where he's going next.
What's the time frame in this? Is it a couple days? Is it a week?
I I don't know,
They
and
don't really say.
that lends itself to kind of the acid trip that Danny's going through because
Yeah.
you don't know what's up from down. He really gets a job off of not a contest, like a trial sort of run. Like
Yeah.
he shows up the way that no one was expecting to show up, and a matter of fact, like within 2 days, he's like, "All right, we got you now. You got a job." And I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I
Yeah.
trust that. I don't know if that corporation would not vet me better than they did because he got away with a lot of sort of slander and tall tales in order to even get into the bar.
Yes. That I also thought that was a little cheap. I was kind of like, oh, that's very convenient. He goes to a bar. This, he gets to a fight, and it's just like, oh yeah, you want a job? And it's like,
Yeah, and it wouldn't be hard to like switch two things to have his first actual job be the way that he proves himself to
Tony.
Tony. Thanks, because Tony trusts him immediately, and I was like,
Yeah.
would you, Tony?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
And like sticks up for him, and like Tony wouldn't be the one to stick up for him. So there's those little like nuggets that because
I agree.
everything else is so smooth and so like visceral that I can get lost in that pull me out of me. And it's like, oh no, like it's weird. The side characters end up doing more damage than the main characters because like that pharmacist trade off, like that was
Crazy.
amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
And then the breadcrumbs from that, like okay, that's a next logical step. Like it was a really good page turner, but certain things are so blaringly outside of what you're turning the page to, or like such a misstep for the story that they're building that it leaves by the end, by tail's end, I kind of have a bad taste in my mouth. So
Yeah, because it burns you down. It's kind of like because you're right. Because similar to what you're saying, things that leave a bad taste. Like, did nobody notice somebody other than Leo going in and out of his house for
mm-hmm.
like how long that was? Like the place he's staying at is on a street. It's not like in a place on its own.
Yep,
It's in a neighborhood, and he's going in and out of this house constantly.
smells,
Yeah. Yeah.
footsteps, DNA, a full working police department that's already on the case for several other things that are connected, and nobody can figure out this Crocodile Black situation, which was like, no, you could do this smarter. Like we've had what now 13 seasons of Dexter, like, and I don't watch that show, but they found a way to be like, you can be smarter than the police, or like same thing with Breaking Bad. We've had 5 seasons of like,
Yeah.
you just got to stay one step ahead, and at no point do I ever feel that Crocodile Black's character was smart enough to stay one step ahead than a fully working police department.
No, because he fell into everything. It's like this happened, and then he just takes advantage. Then this happens, and then he takes advantage, and then it kind of combines, and it's like the police department eventually get there, but you're right, it takes them a long time.
So much. And this guy's supposed to retire. Like, who, Detective Triv? He's like,
Yeah,
yo,
Triv, yeah.
it's my last days on my job. And like, so I thought that was gonna be like a fun, like, oh, this guy's gonna get it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But like, he's barely a part of the story. Like, he's picking up. So this seems like a first arc for like a long running sort of series. Like, they're
Yeah.
building the Dexter, but I don't think Crocodile Black would have got past final boss and sub final boss the way that he did.
Yeah.
From a logistical standpoint, like, no. And from like an experience standpoint, hell no. Are you kidding me?
Is that because he just has balls of steel? But at the same time, I don't know.
I always took it as he's so disconnected from what reality is.
That's what I mean.
He's
Yeah.
operating on a completely different level, right? And that's where the artwork really shines, because when the crocodile strikes, you get to see like snake or the crocodile eyes and like reptile skin and like the jaws of the mouth of a crocodile. Like, you get to see it.
The red outline version. Yeah, the crocodile
Yeah.
that he becomes. Yeah. Yeah. I think I like those scenes, but then there like how it all connects back to the crocodile, like I was talking to earlier, I was like, that's
Yeah.
kind of weird. There are these decisions that are like, that's cheap, that's weird, that's unrealistic, like it's almost like there's too many of them and they kind of compound and weigh the how good the first like 2 or 3 issues really are.
And they decided not to go full art hard by saying like, oh, it's all a dream, or like it's all
Yeah, I'm glad
in the
they
head, or it's
yeah.
all like, oh, he stopped taking his medication, right? You could have done that, and it would have been the cheapest, but it would have tied everything together. And that's why I say the art is stronger than the stories, because the artwork really alludes to the fact that like trauma is happening in this world, mental illness is happening in this world, a disconnect is happening in this world, and people are losing their grips with reality, that they don't even know what's happening anymore. They're just kind of on autopilot. It's just the autopilot is basically the devil, because they're falling into worlds that they should have no attachments to.
Yeah.
And I get all that from the artwork. So when a detective comes in and he's like, oh, looks like a dead body here. It's like, oh, bro, like, you're so far behind where the story's going
Yeah.
that it doesn't look good.
When I was reading it, I think the mood of it and the eeriness of it really had me enamored. I was like, I love the vibe of this. And like the family dynamic is crazy because you're right. The dad is super aggressive. The sister's like super supportive. The mom's kind of just
checked out.
She's checked out. And
this
Danny
is over the umbrella of the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So like you can feel how everyone's just like, oh,
and it brings you back there. I remember like all the scenes where the people all have the masks on. I'm like, man, I remember those days where you'd go out and everybody had the mask on. If you didn't have a mask, you were shunned. And
yeah. I kind of wish they turned that up even more, because that would have played into like the paranoia. Like, that's really something that only gets paid attention to in the first issue. By the fourth and fifth, like everyone's close talking and like breathing and coughing on it. It's like, okay, so yeah. But again, those are those little dials that if you turn to the right levels, you have like an all-time book, like an all-time sort of like, oh, like this is gonna stick with me for long after we read this.
Because there was Killer Be Killed vibes in this.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting vibes that Killer Be Killed is a better book, and it's written by Brubaker, so he's been around the block for a while. I don't know any of Johnson's other work. Actually, I didn't even look it up. So
there's vibes of My Little Pony in this as well.
You think so?
No, I didn't have a reference to throw at.
I was like, that sounds ridiculous, but I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you cook.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
I was like, I'll let you see what's going on here.
All in all, it's a very interesting and original story idea. And again, I stress how luring the artwork brings you into this world, because you think it's one thing with the art, and then with the paneling, and when it breaks free, and then when you really get into Danny's mind, it turns into something completely different, and that's another level that I totally enjoyed. It's just the story and the rationale from characters who should have pivotal moments and really understanding of this world do not. That it's just like, oh no. And then for me, the epilogue, I don't like how it ends.
I didn't like it either. It ended kind of weird. It was like you said, it felt like it was the first arc of a longer story, but even still, it's like Danny's lucky as hell in this. He gets away with a lot.
And he doesn't too. Like, he leaves
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have. Like that should have been like, and if that was it, I'd been like, this is a really smart book
Yeah.
because that's the life book. What was the murder chicken book? Remember Devil
Oh
Chicken?
yeah, chicken devil.
So
I think.
a little bit like that. Then that was a
Yeah,
little more tongue in cheek, but this is a little more serious. But like someone
you're
that's
right.
like,
Actually, I forgot about that book. Yeah,
I'm gonna take up a mantle and see how far I can go with this,
yeah.
right?
But at least he
And
wore a mask. Chicken.
Danny started to,
Yeah,
and then it came off, and that had its own
repercussions.
ramifications.
Yeah,
Yeah, which was great. Though I think the first two, maybe three issues are probably the most cinematic
yeah,
and the best sort of like if you leave on a cliffhanger, that's probably the best cliffhanger to leave on. You don't get the same resolution to the story, but by story's end, you have more questions than answers. So you may be in your best bet to be like, all right, I'm gonna pull out here because Coke and Dank are like, it's not gonna get better. It just doesn't get worse. It just doesn't get better.
yeah. You're right. It just kind of just toes the line. But it's because you're right. Those first two issues are like the argument at the table, and then I'm just playing in the back of my mind
Mhm.
the pharmacy situation
Yep.
that was tense. Like after I was like, how is he gonna like where's it gonna go from here? Like this is the
Him
cartel he's messed up with or tangled up with. Like
him
what?
disappearing into the world of the neighbor,
Yeah,
and then the breadcrumbs to find him into was it Long John's pub?
yeah,
That's all good stuff, man. Because
yeah.
you don't know where it's gonna go, and he's trying to
Exactly.
play a role that he shouldn't be playing. And then just a little bit about Maddie, not enough about Maddie,
Yeah,
but
just a bit. Yeah.
just enough to be like something really bad happened to this kid when he was a kid.
I almost wish that they
Stopped or got canceled.
hadn't told us. Yeah, hadn't told us what happened because that's where I was like, what is
Because and that's the thing
really?
they don't really tell you.
No. And then it's like, is it real? Is that real?
Yeah,
That's where I kind of got lost. I was like, that's what I was saying. I was like, what?
and it looks like they're blaming him,
Which doesn't
but I
make
don't
sense.
but I don't know if you can. But it does if we're now judging who he could
Exactly.
become.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I'm stuck with more questions than answers when
Yeah.
I'm already in a mystery that I have more information for. But like Maddie could have been like this whole Jiminy Cricket sort of like wiry bicycle kid. This like Bobby's World, just kind of
Yes. Yeah.
floating this entire time. We may never know, but you spent half an issue. I think it's issue 4. Where like let's do a flashback, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, cool, we can get resolution. Nope.
No, I was confused after that. I was like, what? So did he? Is that how he went, or is it that just like an embodiment of who Danny is, and that's how it happened, and that explains why that justifies the dad's anger. But
And
then, but if it's
all we get
real,
is
then it doesn't justify. It's like what? I don't know.
all we get is like Danny's still stuck under those bleachers, and I was like, yeah, I get it. Like I get the
Yeah.
trauma that you're trying to set up, but this very easily could have been a Donnie Darko type of book too, where Danny's just going to therapy and like as he talks to the therapist, his mind starts to unlock, and then different things start to
Yeah.
like come from that. Because I was getting some of those vibes too, right? Like it was just missing. It was missing an anchor because you couldn't have the father as the anchor because he's angry.
Mhm.
You can't have Jen as the anchor because she's so impassioned to like try and rebuild her family. Everybody on the cartel side is like, well, you can't lean on anything like this. And the one character that could have been the anchor wasn't really around because he got killed in like
Yeah.
first issue. So a great sort of descent into madness, but it just needed something that Danny could bounce off of to be like, come back here, like come back to reality. And by book's end, by arc's end, I don't know where reality is.
Yeah, it's also I'm just gonna repeat what you're saying because I agree with you because the descent into madness is great, but there are
Mhm.
missing pieces or things that don't really add up to the
And
sum of its parts.
Triv is useless. All the police stuff is
He talks to homeless people.
thanks.
That's his police work. He gets work from he just happens to hear from the homeless guys.
Thanks.
Yeah. We rate these on a good or bad basis. Boom for good, bah for bad, whoosh for what I just read. Dank, what do you?
I actually need to hear what you say first because I have to go the opposite where you're gonna say it. But I don't know if I influence you.
You did because I was gonna go one way, but now I'm gonna be annoying, and I'm gonna give it a whoosh,
Okay, I respect
which
that.
is annoying because there's parts of it I love, and there's parts of it that keep it from being kill or be killed level.
Right.
So that's why I was gonna boom it, and then
I know.
talking to you
Okay.
is like, let's pull me back down.
So I don't have to switch my vote. It's a ba for me, but we already set the precedent. This is both a book that you and I recommend to read.
Yeah, yeah,
You have to kind of understand how close they are to having something that's really, really, really good,
yeah.
but the stuff that isn't throws everything out of water. And I was just like, no, I can't. I can't. Especially just ending it. You could have resolved three little things for me.
I wonder if he just left Triv out of it.
I wonder.
I wonder if I think about it. No, I wonder if he had just left Triv right out of it. If that would have made it a stronger story. Because it almost feels like he was like you need to have some sort of police element. I get it, but
Correct.
if you left that whole thing out of it and like made him like really incompetent, like he was retiring,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he wasn't a good cop. He wanted to get out, so that would kind of explain how he was so slow on the come up, right? But
Sure.
this cop seemed pretty sharp, so I don't know.
Yeah. He's retiring, so he's been
Yeah,
around for a while.
exactly.
Um, it would have done two things for us. One, we would have questioned, well, hey, where's the police? Because this
Yeah, yeah,
crocodile is killing a whole bunch of people. But two, they would have definitely been able to give us a time frame because I can see this happening in a weekend and it's too late for the cops to catch up to everything. Like if there's a boom, 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 and then it's too late.
that's better. But then
And
it doesn't really explain Danny's descent into madness if it's happening that quick, right?
I,
So
I can I can believe that
okay,
more
fair enough.
because of the stuff that's happening to Danny in this world so fast that he doesn't really have a choice, or like it's one panel, one page talking about like he's finally making the choice. Like he there's Jen there that he can reach out to and she can bring him back to the world and they can kind of heal. Or he's like, no, I'm just gonna go full blotto.
Yeah, because they do say a few times that he's off his meds, right? Like he's off his
Mhm.
meds, so that could just be. But still, yeah, yeah, yeah. A more concise time frame would have been more
And
believable and
and
certain.
then another misstep with the pharmacist because if there's a kid looking for pills and then there's a whole pharmacy thing, like that could have been a whole
Yeah,
okay, what to do? Like, what are you taking? Like, why are you taking this? Don't take this. And like, can I trust you? Like, there are so many opportunities to really solidify what this book could have been, and they chose to like, I guess, take a cheat code for lack of better terms, or like just not fleshed out. You spent so much time fleshing out Danny that you didn't flesh out like not even what's his name, Romeo. Who's the cartel dude?
Tony.
No, Hugo Romero, the head boss,
Oh,
head
the
cartel
boss.
dude.
Okay, yeah.
He could have had a huge sort of like this is what I'm building towards, but he's just basically like I like snakes.
Yeah, he was just a mustache troll. Yeah, the snake. I like the snake because then it reminds me of people. What I can't remember what the hell he said, but it was some weird line. I was like, yeah, okay.
So it really only looks like Danny, his dad, and Jen are the credible people that understand like ins and outs, and everybody else is useless and one dimensional, and that's not what you need for this type of book.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not going to give me the answers that I need, which is what happened to Maddie.
Yeah, yeah, the real, yeah, what really happened? Because that's it. Because I took it when I first read it, I was like, "That's okay. That really happened. That's weird." And then like a little
Mhm.
later, I was like, "What if it didn't happen though?"
I don't
But then
think
there
it
was no
happened.
hints. The writing didn't lead to any hints. It was just like this is what it was. Like I don't know. Even the way it was drawn, I was like, okay, well, there's no hints here. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they were setting up the callbacks with like Danny only draws pictures of Maddie on a tricycle, and his dad's like, "Why you only draw him on the
Oh, it
tricycle?"
was so interesting when they said it. How do you know he was on a tricycle? You told me you don't remember anything. I was like, this is great.
Pull that onion,
Yeah.
keep pulling back that layer. There's something there. Again, filled. This book is filled with trauma in like the
Yes.
best possible way.
Yeah.
They just don't. There's nobody to help flesh it out or give resolution or understand what the trauma is because it's us pulling at threads. Like maybe he's mental or maybe he's really like crazy. Maybe he's evil. Maybe he did something super heinous.
Yeah.
You don't know, and we leave, and like, that's it, right? And like even the journal stuff, that journal trope that they started to build into.
That was dope. We didn't even talk about that. He's reading these journals from this dead guy, but then at the end he's kind of like, I run out of journals. What do I do? And then he finds another one. It's like, wait, that was really, really cool. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think that's what was happening is like little things would pull me out and then something cool would pull me back in. I'm like, oh, I can forgive that thing because this is here. But
You almost had an infield home run.
yeah,
It wasn't flashy, but it was just enough to get around the bases.
that's a
And
cool,
nope,
cool idea. Cool idea.
yeah, worth checking out. Worth checking out.
Yeah. Yeah.